stream because of reasons. And yeah, so we are back over here. And I'm just kind of looking at this stuff. So basically, in my previous stream, I had mentioned things. Oh goodness, I forgot to pause it. I had mentioned things about gyukaku, and I said that I really wanted to eat yakiniku, but I'm not, because indoor dining is no longer in New York, at least for the time being. I can't eat yakiniku. So it kind of sucks, and right now I am just floating around the random things around Seamless and seeing what's around here. And yeah, so this place over here, Gyukaku, they have indoor meat grilling basically. So you grill your own meat, you cook it. When you look on Seamless, they don't send you like the raw meat or anything. It's these beef bowls that kind of, I don't know. I just think it's kind of subpar compared to what you would get. Yeah, it's like none of the good stuff, and it's kind of pricey too. Like if you look at some of this stuff, let me find over here. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't get like a let me find over here. Like actually, you know what? I take that back. It's not that bad. They had this one bento over here that I was showing you guys. I don't know if I can pull it up. Yeah, I probably can't pull it up, but they had a bento that they were selling for 20 bucks or so. And to Hawaii, where they have indoor dining, you can get 22.95 all you can eat. So it's just really a freaking ripoff. I wish I was in Hawaii so I can eat this all you can eat lunch special and just like load up on off. Oh, I miss eating this so much. I miss eating at yakiniku restaurants. I miss grilling this stuff. It's not the same. Like I know some people would say, "Oh, Erica, you can do that indoors, can't you?" I'm like, it's not the same because at that kind of place, you don't have to prepare all this stuff. You have all these different sauces, all these different cuts, and that kind of stuff. It's like so much easier to just eat out rather than deal it with yourself. Some people they have like the indoor grills. And it's kind of messy, and then you gotta also store this stuff. So I don't eat too much yaku, so it doesn't really make too much sense for me to just do that. Buy all the stuff for that and then just do it indoors. So, um, in the meantime, I was looking at like steak tartare, and I was looking at like all the expensive places that were doing food delivery, and I was showing that you guys about what was it? Look at this. Is this one? Steak tartare dinner. Oh, look. I got a cat here. Hello, Clinton. Talking about food, I want to let you guys know that Oreo is not happy with his dental supplement or any of his supplements being on his prescription cat food. He is, I don't want to say he's going on a hunger strike because he's still eating, but he's been giving me dirty looks ever since I've been adding the dental supplement to his food. I mean, like, you know what? I mean, I was talking to Lewis about this, and he said, Erica, maybe he just doesn't like the taste of it. He said, maybe you should try it. So I actually tried the dental supplement today, a little bit of it, and it tastes earthy. It tastes a little abrasive, but it's not something that Oreo that sticks out big time. Compared to Oreo's prescription food, it really doesn't. Like I'm not trying Oreo's cat food anytime soon, but some kind of like gritty supplement powder. I wanted to see how it tastes because if he doesn't like it, it must taste really, really bad. And as a human being, I don't taste what's so bad about it. He's just a picky cat. So Oreo is just not happy with me. And if you don't really see him too much on stream, that's because he's throwing a little at me. Best way I can describe it. Jason says I have to drag them out to get to move to Hawaii from New York. Hawaii, we got so much fresh fish. We got like clean air. We don't got this exhaust smog stuff going on here in New York. If I want to walk out wearing a dress, I can get wearing that. I don't have to worry about getting robbed at nearly as much as in New York. I was sharing with you guys in my community posts yesterday that a store in Soho, a Chanel store, got hit up, and they were doing this like a group of people went like basically bum rushed into a Chanel store, and they took about over $100,000 worth of Chanel bags. All they did is they just went inside the store, grabbed handbags, grabbed stuff, and then just walked out. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It wasn't like a one-time thing from what I remember hearing. They said cops say that this has happened multiple times over the last couple months. These expensive stores, these designer luxury stores like Montclair, Chanel, they get hit up. And I was talking to Lewis about this, and I was telling him, I said, I don't really stop this kind of stuff unless they had replicas out at the front, or they had it under lock and key, like not glass now, but I'm talking acrylic lock. And you have to open it up with a key in order to take it out, because if you from what I'm seeing, if you able to get into a store and you don't put a limit of how many people can get into a high-end designer store, there's every reason to bum rush into a store and just take stuff. All right, they're gonna be done with their whole little thing in a couple minutes, and if you want to track them, it's hard, especially if they go like 8 different directions with a bunch of stuff, where they get into these getaway cars. So I heard that the car that was used as the getaway vehicle, it was a rental car, but it had fake plates or stolen plates on it. I'm not too sure, and it just sucks. So that told me is you got people who are being more brazen with the crime. This happened, I think, 2 p.m. on a Tuesday too. So it's not like this was late at night, cover of darkness or something. But I can understand if someone is a thief, why they would say, hell with it. Let's just grab 10, 20 people, go into a designer store, grab these bags, walk right out. No one's going to stop them. No, I mean, you have like 1 or 2 security guards at the store. And from my experience, from what I've been told about people who work at luxury stores, all they do is just stand there and they watch and see what happens. And if they suspect anything, they'll tell staff. But they themselves do not intervene. They don't, they don't tackle people. They do not chase after people. They just kind of stand there, just looking intimidating or bored, and just kind of keep an eye, or they just count how many people go into the luxury store. So if they're doing a shift, right, and they have like a little clicker on them, you know what I'm talking about, the little tick 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 kind of thing. One person walks in the store, they got the little hand clicker. That's all they do, and just watch out for suspicious people. But yeah, those security guards are, I don't want to say used, but they're not like it's not like they're a bouncer or something like that who's going to get actively involved in things. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's from what I hear. Security companies, they don't even get paid that much too. But anyway, yeah. So crime in New York, in my opinion, I think it's getting more dangerous. And I remember telling you guys that I was thinking about getting like a fake luxury handbag. My mom used to really like Louis Vuitton, and I wanted to get something LV so I could just remember her by it. I've decided against it because after the Chanel thing, I thought, man, Erica, you walk down the street with the LV bag. Never mind if it's fake, someone's going to be eyeballing you for that bag. And it's not worth having that LV bag, getting eyed up, getting confronted, getting my stuff stolen, even if I don't have anything valuable in there, right? Like my phone is valuable to me, my keys are valuable to me, um, my Metro Pass is valuable to me. Like I don't want to lose it. I don't even want to risk that confrontation. So I'm gonna continue using bummy bags. And yeah, I recommend that if any of you guys are in New York, or in a city that has increasing crime, don't wear nice stuff. Don't. Because you are making yourself a target, and it's just not worth it. It really isn't. I get sad when I think about crime increasing, and thieves being more brazen. I shared with you guys this before, but a couple days ago, I found out there was a home invasion about less than a mile from where we live, and it happened at about, I think, 3 p.m. or something. And it kind of spooked me because I feel that people are getting more brazen about stuff, and I don't know why the people were trying to break in and do at that kind of thing, but people get ballsy, and I've made it a commitment of mine. It's like I don't want to have anything valuable as a result of that. Because I feel like if you have anything valuable and you become a target, like let's say that one person in Jersey, I think I shared with you the story before. I'm gonna have to change the stream title, by the way. So what happened was is that Jersey jewelry theft home. So was this it? No, not this one. Maybe it was 2021 actually. Was it 2021? Oh, here we go. Yeah, so look at this. So you got 3 men who were behind a violent home invasion in Queens back in, damn you ads, back in 2020. And what happened was is that they rang the doorbell, right? They had these flowers in there. So of course people would say, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. They wouldn't really think too much of it. It looks like a regular delivery man. They opened the door, and then the woman who opened the door, he pushed her onto the ground and struck her in the face with an object, could have been a taser. And then later on, 2 men got out of the vehicle. They threatened her and they stole $20,000 worth of jewelry and clothing. And the reason why she was targeted is because the house belongs to the owner of a jewelry business in Manhattan's Diamond District. See that? That's scary. That is scary. So I remember I was reading some details, and the woman claimed she didn't have any jewelry, and then the thief said like, "No, we know you have jewelry." And the same thing happened in Hawaii. In Hawaii, there was this Mililani family, and let me try to show you guys this Mililani jewelry. I really should make a video on this. So here we go. So brazen home invasion in Mililani. I mean, Mililani's a pretty safe area that I can remember. So she has some really gorgeous things, and then he, and then the thieves came in. It was a very very highly organized, targeted thing. See, they came around 6:30 on a Sunday night, and coincidentally, this is the New Year's Eve. They said that don't make a sound because you hear that popping. I will, if you make a sound and no one will know the difference. They came in through the back door, and then the suspect said, "Show me the jewelry, the money jewelry." The woman claims she has costume jewelry, and then the guy says, "This is not a random robbery. Just give us what we want." So they took, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gold jewelry and black pearl jewelry. The family had a lot of jewelry, and they showed it off. And it's not because, it's because those are beautiful pieces, and these were like heirloom pieces that were that was passed on from generation to generation. And it's sad because all the jewelry is gone. So with that kind of stuff, like I understand like people want jewelry and you got some really pretty pieces, but we're in different times nowadays. This has happened in 2018, and I just think to myself, yeah, 2020 is much worse. Keep all your jewelry at home. You have a nice pretty ring, keep that at home or put it in a safety deposit box if you're worried about having a break-in or something like that. I personally don't have any, I don't buy like gold or expensive jewelry. All my jewelry that I have is just like cheap stuff. It's like $10 worth. It's like $10, $15 worth, and I don't even have that much stuff because I don't wear this stuff. So um, yeah, it's just like use that money that you would have spent on jewelry on other things that cannot physically be taken. That's my suggestion to you guys. And if you know have let's say a wife, or if you know anybody who's sporting a nice diamond ring on their finger, 100%, I would recommend you advise them don't wear expensive ring outside, because if someone sees it and someone doesn't have a good heart, they're going to see that nice piece of jewelry as an opportunity to make thousands of dollars really freaking quickly. I don't want that happening to any of you or the people that you love. So if anybody has an expensive, replace it with a band, like a just like one of those plain like wedding band sort of thing. I mean, it's not as aesthetic 100% as a flashy ring or a nice piece of jewelry or a nice expensive watch or so, but at least you know that you won't be a target, and if someone decides to steal your band or something, it's easy to replace. It's not like having a $10,000 ring or watch. That's what I'm trying to get at. This is not the time that you really want to show off people. You want to lay low. You want to make sure that you want to target for anything. And I'm a big fan of dressing bummy when you go outside. I don't want people to pay attention to me. I don't want people to say, hey, that's the person who, she always wears nice stuff walking out. Let's target her. I've shared with you guys, like, I know I was walking around, and then someone stopped me, and then they told me, they said, oh yeah, I noticed you. And I was like, oh, and they're like, you have a dog, right? And I was like, what do you mean? And they say like, yeah, they said that they know I have a dog. And I was thinking to myself, crap, it's probably because they see me take all the cat litter out, or all the cans of cat food or something, and that's why they think I have a dog. And that was kind of scary to me because I had never noticed this person in my life, yet they're able to tell me that when I moved in, they're able to tell me what kind of pets that we have indoors. And you guys know I'm not walking these cats outside, right? I'm not bringing Oreo outside. And it just it spooked me a lot. But people notice this kind of stuff, and if people notice this stuff, then they can also think like, okay, well, there's a person who always walks outside of their apartment wearing nice stuff. That's the person we want to target. Yeah. So maybe I had cat hair on my clothes. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of weird to say that kind of stuff. Like, oh, I know you have a dog or something like that, and it's just like, I was like, ugh. So, but yeah, like I said, the spooky thing is that they knew when I moved over to New York, and I don't notice this stuff. I don't know when, like, around what month or what time people kind of move in or move out. And people, I think some people, if they notice this kind of stuff, it's like they keep it in their head. And I always think to myself, like, what else are they keeping mental notes about? um, if I think, like, if I dress too nice or so, there might be certain people who say, hey, that chick over there, she dresses really nice, she probably has a lot of good stuff. And it might be some nefarious people. So I choose, and you guys know this, like, I don't buy expensive stuff. The stuff that we have around this apartment is mostly stuff that I found. But stuff that I rehomed or I dumpster dived or something like that, and I'm pretty proud of it. But if anybody least walking, bringing in a lot of stuff. And I don't do that as much anymore, by the way. But they might think like, oh crap, this girl's a spendaholic. She spends so much money on stuff. She's always bringing in, this or that. And I don't know who's paying attention to that thing, man. I just want to be kind of undercover. So yeah, I don't want any of you guys having to worry about possibly people scoping you out or people wondering what you have inside of your residence because you're wearing expensive stuff outside. Yeah, that fur coat. Yeah, that's another thing. So that fur coat that I rehomed that I picked up for free, I remember I told you guys, like, I brought it home and I had it in a plastic bag. 90% of it was inside of a plastic bag, okay? The 10% was kind of sticking out, and it wasn't sticking outside of the bag. It was just kind of visible if you look on top, because it was like it's a big fur coat, and it's vintage. It's like 40 years old. So when I was walking home, there was this woman who was telling me, she was like telling me she wanted that coat. And it's like, I guess it was a compliment, but I was thinking to myself like, holy crap, you knew that I had a fur coat inside of this bag. I don't even pay attention to what people have in their shopping bags, okay? That's what I'm trying to get at. But people notice this kind of stuff, and I made it a policy. I will not wear expensive looking. I'm out by myself. 100%. Like, I will not walk on the street wearing expensive looking things. The only time I wear a fur coat outside is if I'm with someone, or if I'm out with Lewis. But I don't want anybody to think, hey, this chick spent so much money. She has a lot of money because she has a fur coat. It's like, dude, like I said, that coat was free. I have to repair it. I'm still in the process of repairing it. But people see these kind of things as indicators, right? Indicators of possible wealth. And it's sad to me, because fur coat, I think of it as like a natural way to keep people warm. And I have zero problems rehoming vintage stuff. I mean, the coat's freaking older than I am. But reality is that not too many people have a fur coat, and it's kind of been ingrained in us to think fur coat equals really wealthy person, or person who has a lot of disposable income. And yeah, so I wish I could wear my fur coat outside. If this was Hawaii, I mean, I have no reason to wear a fur coat out in Hawaii, but if this was Hawaii and I was wearing a fur coat and it was cold, I would really give a crap. But in New York, different story. How do you clear? You got to bring it to a furrier. You can bring like a spray and you can comb it yourself. They say that you can use one of those pet combs. You know what I'm talking about? The combs that you comb your cat with, for instance. If you want to get it professionally clean, you can't just throw it in your washing machine. You got to bring it to a furrier. And I don't know how much it costs to clean a fur coat. Let me see. Fur coat. I don't even think they tell you the price of it. Fur coat costs clean. I think it's gonna be over 100. That's just me. Maybe not. Oh wait, no. Cleaning costs is, yeah. See, cleaning leather coats is 175. I mean, keep in mind, we're in New York, right? So I'm sure it's gonna be freaking expensive. It's not gonna be like $20. Let's see here. Oh, wait, no, that's not. No, I don't want to dry clean it. I want to actually. I have no idea how much it costs. Damn it. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, here we go. Clean, condition, and glaze is $120. That costs more than the freaking coat itself. So, yeah. See, I imagine it was going to be over 100. So, this kind of stuff not cheap. You might get a fur coat for like 30-40 dollars at a vintage store. But if you want to get it professionally cleaned, it costs money. And I think I'm pretty damn sure I could try to find something way to clean it myself. But there's always a small chance I'm gonna ruin it, right? I hope I don't. But what I'm talking about getting it cleaned is I'm talking about the lining. So that I'm a little worried about. So you're supposed to get your fur clean and glazed once a year by a professional person. Oh, you can tell. Look at this. Oh, 118th West 27th Street. Yeah, I've seen this place. This is near the store. Okay, yeah, that is not my fur coat. My fur coat is like rabbit fur. It's freaking cheap. Yeah, I think it's one of my little projects. So again, I'm a big believer of rehoming coats, but to take care of it and to maintain it, I don't know how people do it themselves in terms of the lining. But if I wanted to get it professionally cleaned, it would be to clean it. And yeah, I don't know, $100 a year to clean a coat, and you're supposed to clean it yearly. Jeez, that adds up in price. So, um, kind of sucks. You're because the worry is that it and you get the backing wet, it might turn. It gets all like hard or something like that. I've never had a fur coat before. It's like in Hawaii you don't have. It's so freaking hot. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fur glaze is either. It's like when I wear it, it's like I'm not looking to be. Yeah, I'm not. When I have a fur coat, it's not like I want everyone to be like, "Ooh, look at this rabbit fur kind of thing." I'm just wearing it because it just keeps me freaking warm. I don't know. You can actually. I know they have cleanings that you can do yourself, but I don't think it's. Wow, look at this. Actually, let me look at another one. Let's see here. Fur cleaning and repair near me. Yeah, it seems like this West 30 is really freaking popular. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. I mean, like, I imagine most watching my stream don't have a fur coat, but if anybody has a fur coat, and I would like to know, how do you guys take care of your fur coat? Because sometimes it's like when you see this kind of stuff in a thrift store, you think, man, this thing has been around for like 30, 40 years. Um, and yeah, just, you want to take it home and you want to repair it yourself or just make sure it lasts for another 20, 30, 40 years. But I just wonder how, like, the care for this kind of stuff. So my whole thing with the fur coats is this: the fur coats I have one down jacket, no, two, no, three down jackets. I have the one that you see me in like 95% of the time when it's winter, like 99% of the time when it's winter. That one is down, and that one I hope is around for a really long time. The only problem with that jacket is if it gets snagged. You guys saw my Uniqlo jacket. I got it. Clinton scratched my jacket. It has a tear in it, and I can't seem to repair it myself. I think I can get some sort of kit for it, but it's like I don't want to have a jacket with all these freaking patch marks on it. So my hope for the fur coats was that I could get it and then it would last me for a really long time, hopefully for 20, 30 years. and it would be more durable than this kind of polyester nylon stuff that seems that can get scratched or snagged and ruined technically really easily. But I don't want to have a jacket that it takes a lot of maintenance, or I have to like throw in $100 to maintain it every single year. I'm sure that jacket that I have in the closet right now, the one that I got for free, I'm sure they didn't take it to a furrier every year. And it seems like it's okay, but I can tell that it could probably use a cleaning. So I'm kind of curious to know how people take care of their fur jackets, and I don't anticipate buying any fur jacket. I don't anticipate more winter coats. I'm pretty damn well stocked up, and if it works in my favor, then the jackets that I have right now can last me for many years. That's my hope. That's my hope. I'm really pushing it. Am I still diving? I'm still diving, but I'm not grabbing as much stuff as I used to. Part of it is that it's become a lot more competitive. I've shared that with you guys in a previous stream, and when I get there, it's like people have already hit the spots, and I can tell they already hit a spot. So, for instance, today I wanted to, because I was, oh, actually, now's the time for volunteering. Whoops. So, I think I might miss volunteering this week. So usually what happens is that I have, how would I describe it? Usually like before end part of the year, right? Around October, November, earlier than that, I would have no competition at all. But now I'm noticing, I don't know how the times or what, but you got a lot more divers going in there. You got a lot of divers who are going there earlier. And I'm not going to go over to Manhattan earlier, like 2 hours earlier, um, just to go diving. Some people like they clean out they clean out all the good stuff, and I can understand why. So they want free stuff. I get it, and for me it's kind of like, okay, if people want to be like that, like I'll just let them, because I have a good amount of stuff. I don't need to have more stuff, and yeah, I'm okay with it. But definitely there's a lot more divers about it. There's a lot more people who are competitive about it, and it's a good and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because there's less stuff going into the landfills. It's a bad thing because a lot of the times when I'm looking for stuff, I can't find stuff anymore because it's all been taken, right? It's like early bird gets the worm, I get it. So, um I don't know. It just really shocks me when I go to certain places that I normally hit up and I find out like, whoa, a lot of the stuff is gone. And I know it's gone because the spots that I go to are getting publicity. People are sharing about it and they're like, "Oh, look at all the stuff that I found at this certain location." So more people are going to it. They're going there like clockwork. And I shared with you guys like the bakery place. The bakery place, I went there at my usual time and then I see like five people at the bakery. They don't know each other, but they're all there just trying to get the pastries. And I just like after that I was like, screw it. I don't want to fight people for this kind of stuff. And it's a different kind of it's a different kind of thing though. Yeah, so like food stuff, I'm really blessed. I'm blessed in the sense that we don't rely on that kind of stuff. If we want to buy food, we can buy food. I've always been interested in diving because I saw it was like, hey, this stuff is going to be discarded. I'm going to try take some of this stuff over to the community fridge. What I realize is that like Manhattan, it's just like there's so many people going for this stuff, and I'm like, okay, well if they're gonna take it, I there's like really no need for me to really go there. You see, like the stuff that I buy, you guys know my diet. It's like sardines, it's beef, it's vegetables. Like I'm 99% of the time I'm not gonna grab any meat from a dumpster unless it's super cold. And 99% of the time, it's like I look at it. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I have never grabbed beef from a dumpster because by the time I get there, I feel it and I'm like, I don't feel like it's safe. Other people would feel comfortable eating beef from a dumpster, but for me, I worry about it. And the amount of meat that I eat in a week is about $10 worth. This is something that we can afford, $10 of beef. So yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna risk getting food sickness over $10 when I don't even eat that much beef in a week anyway. So yeah, so I see it as more competitive because people want to get resources and people see it as free stuff. And then you got people who are hoarding this stuff. Now, when I talk about hoarding this stuff, it's like I wish I could have shown you how it was when I went to that bakery that one day. It's like people were there with their bags, like these big shopping bags going just for that one bakery place. Like these people are prepared and they were thinking, you know, they're going to grab loads and loads of baked goods so they can bring it and take it all. So I'm like, you know what? I no, I don't need that kind of stuff. Anyway, I can always hit up another bakery because it's like a chain bakery. So yeah, I could hit up another location if I wanted to. It's just that location is convenient because it's like it's walkable distance from the store. That's what I'm trying to get at. So yeah. So you got more competition, you got more people who are diving, you have more people who are who who want to take advantage of certain things. So I have to be more, how would I say it? I don't want to say I have to be more on top of it, but I have to find spots that other people aren't really going to or really thinking about. And yeah, it's kind of something because when I started going diving, I enjoyed it. I was like, I'm the only one here, you know, I'm able to rescue all this food. I showed you diving videos of me going to like these really full dumpsters. I kid you guys not. I've been going to those dumpsters now. Before it used to be super full. Now when I go to those dumpsters, when I'm walking my way over to the store, it's like three-fourths empty because by the time I get there, it's like all the stuff is gone. People are just grabbing. Like, can you imagine having three dumpsters and it used to be full all the way on top and now it's like three-fourths empty? Yeah, that's a lot of people grabbing a lot of stuff. So it's like not worth it. For me, the way for me when I dive, it's like I take stuff that is prepackaged. I'm not taking things that are, let's say, how would I say it, like out in the open. I do know some freegans are completely fine eating things from like, let's say, a food scrap compost bin. I'm personally not comfortable with that. Everything that I grab is already prepackaged, sealed up. It's like within a container kind of thing, and I feel comfortable with it. But and a lot of the stuff that I take, it's like already inside of clean trash bags. So that sort of thing, it's like I'm fine with it. And yeah, but I'm not gonna grab like icky stuff, you know. I'm not gonna grab icky stuff and like take it home or anything like that. It's like I just saw it as a hobby, and I thought like, oh, it's great, you know, I'm able to rescue food and like bring it over to community fridges. But when there's just so much competition, I'm like, you know, I don't even like a lot of this time, like I don't even feel safe grabbing certain things. Because it's like if you see a bunch of people going after the same stuff, do you really want to get into a confrontation over something free? No, I don't. I don't need that stuff. And again, I'm lucky that I got into diving when I did because like this apartment, like all the stuff that I managed to get and I don't really have hope that I would have been able to find all that stuff if I was to go now. Because there's just so much competition. The more visibility certain places have, I've heard for like Bed Bath and Beyond, for instance. No, Bath and Body Works, for instance. Before people used to be able to go and get the broken candles, so they have like candles, right? If the container of candle is broken, they'll just toss it, and people who are into those kind of candles will take them. Sometimes they'll resell them or they'll just use it for home use. You know, they'll remove the broken glass and just use the candle at home. But because of all the publicity with diving, you got people who are doing things like TikTok. You got people who are going on the news trying to show people like, hey, look, this is all the stuff that I got at Bath and Body Works. The divers who have been diving for a long time, they're like, oh crap, you know, we have all this competition all of a sudden. And depending on the store, some stores, if they see an increase in divers or messy divers, what they will do is they will put locks on the dumpster. so nobody can get into the dumpster. So that's why, like, when I started realizing what was how other dumpster divers felt, that's why you don't see me talk, you don't see me tag in stores at all, because I kind of think for the people who know about the spot, I don't want people saying, "Oh, let me hit up that spot too." You know, like just like get in there really easily. And I don't want them, I don't want certain locations blowing up to the point where the store says, "Yeah, we're gonna start locking up the dumpsters." I know there's this one place, this one supermarket near us, kind of like about a mile away from us, and I've been there, and I was always thinking to myself, why don't I see the dumpsters? You know, why don't I ever see the dumpsters like I do where we live? And it dawned on me when I went there late one night, they have the dumpster hidden away in a locked area. And then when the trash pickup comes out, an employee wheels it out and actually stands next to the dumpster until the trash pickup comes. So that's the store's way of making sure there's no divers going on. They actually have an employee waiting next to the dumpster that they rolled out until trash pickup. And I, like I said, it's like I saw that and I was like, holy crap, that's a real serious thing. So yeah, it just sucks, you know. It sucks, and I don't want that happening for people who have been diving at these locations for a while. So some of the locations that I was going to, I knew people who were diving there for a number of years, and they were telling me like, "Oh yeah, I've been going here for like 3 or 4 years." So out of respect for them, and because I don't want the location blowing up, I I thought to myself like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna be sharing where it is exactly. If you guys want, you guys could probably figure it out." But yeah, I don't want any location just getting locked, or I don't want an employee saying, "Yeah, we're gonna stay next to the dumpsters up until trash pickup comes, so nobody can pick it up." Yeah, anonymous individual. I was blown away, but it was like when I came, it was like when I was walking to pick up something late at night. I go over there and then I see an employee right next to the dumpster just hanging out. And then the dump truck comes and the employee just stands there, and then after the dump truck leaves they roll it right back in, so nobody can pick from that dumpster. And it's a pretty big, it's not like a expensive store at all. Like I really thought they would sincerely just leave it there, but I imagine that they had problems with dumpster divers, and that's why they said we're just going to keep our employee there for maybe 30 minutes outside next to the dumpster until to ensure nobody dives. First time I've ever seen that. It's both of them. You got the locks on there because that way some dumpster divers, and it really pisses me off. Some dumpster divers will open the bags, right? And then they won't close them. And then all the trash spills out. So when I went to the bakery yesterday, I was kind of curious cuz I was like, "Oh, it looks like nobody checked it out." I opened the bag, I grabbed the bag, and then I saw it was like all the trash was like spilled out because the person just opened the bag to grab the stuff out and they never bothered to close it. So dumpster diver etiquette is you leave it how you found it. If you had to untie a bag, make sure you knot the bag again, because when you make a big mess like that, management could say, "Screw you, divers. Yeah, we tried to make the pastries all nice for you, but you know what? We're going to dump coffee grounds on it." And you know what? It's like when I was looking through one of the bags yesterday, I saw that coffee grounds had been dumped on some of the pastries. And I don't know if it was just because of coincidence or if it was because people were getting really messy, but I won't be surprised. I really won't be surprised if stores says, "Yeah, we're going to throw, let's say, water on here. We're going to throw, coffee grounds on here just to dissuade people from diving." Because if people don't dive and if you don't have those people who make a mess there, then the area is cleaner. So yeah, a lot of the times it's like sometimes I'll go to a spot and I'll see a diver was over there, and I'll just not I'll close up the bag or like clean up the area because I don't want it to get I don't want I don't want the store to get pissed off about divers. Yeah, there was this. Yeah, I heard about people sleeping in the dumpsters, but in New York, people don't really do that. It's just that you got if New York is basically the dumpster diving capital of the world in a sense. Manhattan, they don't have the facilities or the space for compactors for a lot of these stores. So as a result of that, these stores, how would I say it? As a result of that, these stores have a lot of what's that word? I'm trying to think. Yeah, as a result of that, these stores either have open air dumpsters or they just put their trash out in the front. Yeah, I'm not gonna be lock picking anytime soon. It's like I'm not I it's like if I see it there, I'll just grab it, but I'm not gonna break in or get hit with trespassing on that stuff. It's not worth it, right? Really, really not worth it. So yeah, yeah. So it like the whole dumpster diving thing. I've like I said, I've toned it back. There's just so much competition. I still see stuff, like don't get me wrong, but I would have to go significantly earlier, and if I go earlier, I probably will encounter people who are waiting for the same stuff I do. And it like I said, it brings me anxiety if I'm diving and then there's another person there. Because as I shared with you the bakery stuff, if I find stuff that other people want, they're gonna get all in my business trying to get the stuff that I'm trying to take. So for instance, right? The fake flowers. I have so much fake flowers, as you guys know, tons and tons of fake flowers. If I came across a bag of fake flowers and someone was there also wanting the same fake flower, that could be a confrontation because they'll be like, oh, are you going to take that? Like, I want those fake flowers. You see? And I don't want that. I really, it's not worth it to me. It's really not worth having that kind of confrontation over that stuff. Because then I'm going to be on edge and I'm going to say, crap, I want that. They want the same thing. We want this. Yeah, who's going to take it home? Technically, if I found it, then I should be able to take it home. But then I don't want them being like, oh, you know, you're so greedy. You're taking all the fake flowers. Yeah. So, I mean, like, there's been times where it's like I saw a whole bag and I would just take the whole bag home. And you guys know, like, yeah, like some of the stuff that it's like I just made it work. I made it work, and like the apartment is kind of filled with fake flowers. So I'm not even too sure if I had more fake flowers where I would really put them, because I kind of want to stick with that yellow, I mean that green, white, brown color scheme. So, yeah, if you are a diver, just be mindful and cognizant of that. And if you are, let's say, hitting up a Starbucks location, right? Just as an example, Starbucks, and all these people are going to Starbucks to see what that Starbucks location is throwing out. And there's a lot of competition, then go to the Starbucks like a block away or a mile away. So that way you can dive in peace. So yeah, is the tap water good there? I don't really. It's not as good as Hawaii. I'll tell you that straight up. Hawaii tap water is superior to New York water for sure. We have clean water in um in Hawaii. It's very crisp tasting. The water in New York tastes kind of like fluoride because New York water has fluoride and Hawaii water doesn't have fluoride. So yeah, Hawaii water is tasty. Yeah, look at this. See? Hawaii Water Services do not plan to fluorinate its water thing. So, yeah, but frickin' New York water has fluoride in it. I miss Hawaii water. I really do. Um, the water tastes cleaner, the people are friendlier, the food. I don't have to worry about these indoor dining restrictions over here. Like, look at this. Look. See, so locations and menu. Hawaii has open for limited dine-in. New York, nada. Nada. We only got takeout or delivery. That's it. See? These are all our locations over here. This is New York. I wanna live it back in Hawaii. I want Lewis to move over to Hawaii. That's what I told him. I said, "Why don't you move over to Hawaii? I know it's so freaking far away from New York, but let's face it. If you live in Hawaii, you would be able to have the great sunshine, you'd be able to go to the beach, you'd be able to relax, and you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. In terms of like, I could wear what I want out on the street. You know, I could wear a dress out on the street and be left alone. I could carry a nice bag and be left out, you know, left alone, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, and then we could eat outside, limited outdoor dining, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, but yeah, we're in New York where I can't, I hate to say it this way, but I can't recommend anybody living in New York. It's just, like, you see how I am? You see how, like, the stuff that I say, it's not because I'm naturally like this. It's like I came from Hawaii where I didn't have to worry about this stuff. And in New York, it's just like a whole different ball game. It's like a lot of the stuff I feel like I took for granted in Hawaii, like how carefree I was about going outside of the door. It's like I didn't worry about that stuff. I want to wear shorts. Everybody else is wearing shorts, you know? It's like, okay, you know, it's like, but here, it's like if I wear shorts, you know, in summer or something, like I, I would get approached and I would probably hear things that I don't want to hear from people. And it's not said in a respectful way. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's kind of like very creepy. Creepy. Yeah, Hawaii's like people don't get people okay, let me put it this way. People in Hawaii generally, from what I noticed, like they don't screw each other like how people in New York are. There's you might have a few scammers in Hawaii, but Hawaii is such a small island. People don't screw over each other really because everybody knows each other. You know, if you get like a personal referral, it's like that. It's probably like your uncle's friend's, you know, cousin or something like that. Like everybody is kind of close knit. Um, and people keep to themselves overall, or they're really friendly. Like when, even if they don't, like it's like the first time, like if it's like someone I just met kind of thing, or I'm being introduced with, people will like, it won't be unusual for people to give you hug or kiss or that kind of like kiss on the cheek kind of thing. It's like people are very like, there's a lot of warmth in Hawaii versus in New York. It's like, oh, hey, you know, it just like keep your distance kind of thing. So Hawaii, you think about the friendliness and that kind of stuff. Like that's what I miss. I miss like just I miss the warmth of people. I hate to say it that way. People in New York, they're not mean, but they just keep to themselves. Or if they do talk to you, technically, it's like if it's a person of an opposite sex, it's just creepy. And I didn't find that in Hawaii. It's like people when they talk to you in Hawaii, they'll talk to you with a smile. You know, they'll genuinely just, you know, you're waiting in the checkup line, and then people be like, "Oh, you know, oh, your chips look good. Is that good?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, it's pretty tasty." And they'll be like, "Oh, thanks. You know, I was thinking about buying it." And like that kind of like small conversation, it's not unusual in Hawaii. In New York, no, you don't hear any of that kind of stuff. It's like I think there's more worry that you look at someone the wrong way kind of thing. Yeah, so I had a lot of like, I don't want to say growing up to do in New York, but it definitely changed my mindset on certain things. I don't, do you hear that? That's Oreo tapping me. Oreo, you hear him? He's mad because he has his food. Oreo, I'm not gonna stop giving you that dental powder. You better eat it, Oreo. He's all mad. Oreo, you picky cat, go, go. I know you have food. Go eat it. Yeah, he didn't eat much of his breakfast, and he's just, I think he realized, like, maybe if he holds out on me, then I'm gonna cave in, and I'm like, no, Oreo, I know you're gonna eat it. I see it. He complains to me, and then later on he eats the food, but he's not happy eating it. And Oreo, your teeth need some work, okay? I gotta figure out a way to, even if I get you a dental cleaning, I want this stuff. He's a very picky cat. Very, very picky cat. So, yeah, that's a downside about the Hawaii stuff, or the New York stuff. So if anybody wants, if you had a choice between moving to Hawaii and New York, my advice is that if you could, like, if you could comfortably afford Hawaii and New York, I would say move to Hawaii because Hawaii, you don't, I don't have to worry about freaking home invasions 0.5 miles away from where I live in Hawaii at 3 p.m. It's like I wish I could tell you it's like out of the ordinary, but here in New York, there's a lot of that kind of stuff. You know, there's people who will just do really brazen things with weapons, and it's because I don't want to say like I just want to say like it's kind of like the norm here. That's a sad reality of it. You got to really watch your back. As I shared with you with a couple, I think it was last month or something, last month or the month prior, I forgot. It's like um, Lewis had one of his employees heading home, right? So that person goes into their car, and this is parked in Manhattan. They go into their car and they're like, "What is that smell?" They smell and they're like, "What is this?" It smells terrible. And then they look in their rearview mirror and they realize that someone was sitting in their back seat. Isn't that scary? So someone had broken into their car, was in their back seat, and then this employee pulled the perpetrator out of the car and then patted him down and found out the guy took his license or his registration. So if he had not patted that guy down, he could have potentially checked out his home. That's how scary it is. And like, this is Manhattan, which is supposed to be considerably safer than than a number of areas in New York. Yeah. So to know that kind of stuff happens, it scares me. I was thinking to myself, like, holy crap, what if the guy just if he didn't smell, he just stayed quiet. He could have potentially strangled him. He could have potentially, done some terrible things or held him up while he was driving in the car. You don't know. You don't know if I don't know if the guy was armed or what. But that kind of stuff like doesn't happen in Hawaii. That doesn't happen in Hawaii, okay? That happens in New York. So it's like a whole combination of things. It's like a series of things that go on that makes me on edge. And I wish I could say like I feel safe in New York, but a lot of the times I don't. I have to like I have to watch my back. I shared with you guys on the subways. There's people who get pushed onto the subway tracks, and it's just randomly like people they don't know if they're while they're waiting for the subway to arrive. It's like they stand near the platform looking for the subway, and then someone will run up behind them and just push them down the subway tracks. And because of that, I've changed my habits. Like if I will stay close to the wall, or I will sit down up until I see that car finally stop or stopping, and then I'll go over to the subway. I don't know how they got in. I think they probably lockpicked or something. But for them to go in the back seat and just chill out there with all this information, like with the license and registration and stuff, that tells me it was premeditated, right? Because like if you wanted to just simply chill out in someone's back seat, let's say you wanted a nice comfortable place to sleep, you wouldn't take that stuff in their dashboard. See? So I think it was really nefarious, and thank heavens that that person caught them, um, and then took all the stuff. Because if this stuff wasn't taken, then that person could have shown up in that person's home. And everybody, let's do a little quick look at Oreo Cat over here, who is not happy. He is an angry cat today. This is the face of an angry cat who has to have dental powder on his cat food. Yeah, he does not he does not look. He's been crying at me today. Not a happy cat, but that's okay. He's gonna have better teeth. I want to see if this dental powder thing works on him for about 2 or 3 more weeks. See if I can see a difference. If not, off to dental cleaning he goes. Lois is gonna, we expect Oriole's dental cleaning to be like, look at that face. He's like, she doesn't feed me, you guys. I feed you, Oreo. You just don't want to eat the dental powder on top of it. Um, so, uh, I just, yeah, I just want Oriole to, get used to having a dental powder, so that way it kind of continuously cleans his teeth and every day. But yeah, he's not happy. This is not a. Uh, Whoa, Oreo. Oreo, what was that? Huh? Oh, come on. Come on, Oreo. Stop holding a grudge at me. This is Grudgy McGrudgy. He is probably like about 10 years old, I think. But he's been through a lot, you guys. He's had to be on prescription food last year. And now he's not only in prescription food, he has to have dental powder and supplements in his food. And this cat is not happy with that. Because I already took away his tasty food. Because he was getting the stomach issues. And now I'm adding in dental powder. What they recommend. Blackberry and Clinton have no problem eating it with it. It's just this cat with the worst teeth just gets mad. No, Blackberry and Clinton have no problem eating the food. They have no problem with the supplements. Oreo over here is just like hemming and hawing and fighting me and getting mad at me. He gives Lewis this. He cries to Lewis when Lewis comes home, and Lewis is like, "Well, she just fed you Oreo." Like he sees a dental powder and he doesn't want to eat it. He doesn't want to eat the supplements, kind of thing. But I know he eats it begrudgingly, so I want him to realize that as much as he throws a fit at me, he's gonna have to eat it. And as much as he's giving me this stink eye, he's giving me some bad looks. You can see he doesn't want to interact with me. He's like, screw you, Erica. Screw you. I would be affectionate to you, but you're depriving me of not only of my regular food, but also you added this dental powder on there. Oh, my little handsome. Come on. Come on. Are you? Yeah. So, I just have to deal with Oreo being salty towards me for the time being. And it's okay. It's okay. I can deal with salty Oreo. It's just some tough time. Look at this. Oreo. Come on. Oreo, do you want me to rub your head? The cold shoulder treatment. Trying times in this household. Definitely trying times. Oreo, I remember that time that you used to face me and you used to want to get head rubs from me. And now he just doesn't make eye contact. I'm not... He is mad. He is mad. He's a mad cat. Yeah, so you probably won't see Oreo in any of my streams really much because he's like icing me out. This is the treatment that I get, you guys. Like yesterday, it's like he doesn't look. It's like he doesn't even really want to sleep next to me. You know, like with his paws on my shoulder. Ever since I gave him this supplement, like sometimes like I'll be in bed and then I'll wait for him and maybe he'll like put his two little white paws on my shoulder. No, he clearly lets me know that he favors Lewis over me for sure now. I get the back treatment. He doesn't even go up to me as much anymore. He cries to me. He just gives me this salty look. Yeah, it's like I've done him a terrible thing by putting dental powder and supplements on his food. And like I said, it's not like I'm combining it with his food. It's just like sprinkling a topping on there. So he could eat the middle, you know, if he wanted to. It's just like he just is that against his dental powder. So this cat has a lot of he's not happy. He is just going to continue this little grudge towards me. And but I know he's not going to go on a hunger strike. Look at this. Where are you? Oh. He's like, screw you, Erica. Screw you. I know, he's throwing a grudge at me. You're gonna see less Oreo in my videos, and this is the reason why. What did you do to Oreo? I gave him dental supplement. But, guys, I don't get fed. Come on. Come on, Oreo. Come on, don't be a salty cat. I'd rather have you be a salty cat with teeth than a salty cat with no teeth, okay? It's all for your benefit, okay? Look at this. Yeah. I think Oreo can throw a grudge like no other. He really can. He's it's just like when you mess with his food, he gets mad. I've been through this before with him. Eventually he's going to give up, but until then he's going to cry and give me all these like pity looks or just be look at that face. Look at this face. I'm like looking at him, I'm smiling, I'm laughing, and he's just like, I don't want to be a part of this. Screw you, Erica. And all I did was add a little spoonful of supplement to his food. That's it. He's getting older, so he actually does need to have more supplements in his food or extra stuff. I think about geriatric care too. So yeah, he's like this woman was a lie. I used to enjoy my time with her, and then she added the dental supplement. And now, and now, I don't love her. I don't love her. I don't like her. She betrayed me. She's not giving in and not taking that dental supplement. Okay, so you guys, I'm gonna show you this, okay? Oh, he's running. He's gonna cry for food. I know he is. He doesn't, like I said, I give him his breakfast and then I put this stuff on and then he throws a he cries because even though the food is in front of him, like Lewis has seen this too. He's like, Oreo, why are you still asking for food? You have food right in front of you. Okay, so this is what he gets. You see how small this little scoop is? He gets one scoop of this. This is a plaque off powder. It's supposed to work on bad breath, tartar, and plaque. This actually does work. I'm not BSing you guys. It really does work for kicking his bad breath. And so it has brewer's yeast in it. See, half scoop to one scoop daily, but because there's 3 cats, I just added 1 scoop because all 3 cats have to eat it. And then I also add this in, which is a advanced micronutrient formula. And this goes in, so he gets like 3 cans a day. So first meal of the day gets this, second meal of the day gets this. And I actually only put in 1 scoop. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, see? So I can actually put in 2 scoops, but I usually put in like 1 scoop. And then, yeah, they still don't, like, Oreo does not want to eat it. Oreo just throws a tantrum at me. So it's not even that much powder. You guys can see how much powder this thing is. It's like this little itty bitty scoop for his 5.5 ounce. See that? This little scoop for his 5.5 ounce cat food. And he doesn't want to touch his cat food for both of them. And that the other scoop is so much tinier. Let me show you guys how tiny this little plaque off is. See how tiny this is? This is such a tiny little scoop. It smells like seaweed. This one smells like seaweed, and then the other supplement smells like... It smells like a nutritional yeast, or it smells like... Yeah, it smells like nutritional yeast. If you guys are familiar with how that smells, I mean, it doesn't. It smells like kind of nutty like. So it doesn't smell bad, but Oreo doesn't want to take his supplements. He doesn't want the plaque off or the cat mix. So he's just a mad little cat. Look at this cat, mad little cat. Look at that face. Oreo used to be very happy and smile at me. And now he's just like looking away. He's like, yeah, I'm not even gonna look at your viewers. Screw you, Erica. Screw you. Yeah. This cat knows how to hold a grudge. That's all I'm gonna say. Oreo. Oreo, come here, handsome. at me, okay? And you know, if he's this mad about his supplements, imagine how he would be if I try to brush his teeth. He's gonna be so mad if I try to brush his teeth. He's gonna be fuming at me. He's probably gonna be. He's gonna be even more mad if he had to go to the vet and get his teeth scraped. I mean, he's gonna be knocked out for that, but still. You know, I gotta do some sort of preventative maintenance for this cat. So that's why I thought maybe having this plaque off powder would be good. He's trying to live fast and die young. No, I think he just wants to avoid having nice teeth. Um, you know, it's like I'm trying to get him on a healthy path, but he's resisting me, and he's the only cat. The cat that needs this dental stuff is the only cat that is resisting me. Again, Blackberry and Clinton have no problem with this. They have no problem with this, but Oriole's fighting me tooth and nail. So you won't see Clinton and Blackberry, you know, crying out for food. It's just Oriole. He is the lone cat with the picky tendencies that's just resisting. He's still eating. I know he's still eating. It's just he's just mad. He's just mad when he eats. He's mad. Oriole. You hear him? Oriole, what is it? He's giving me that face. Yeah, I've actually you guys you want to hear this? Like when I started putting the supplement on his food, I actually caught him um try to lick the food off the dirty dishes in the dishwasher. So I yeah, so Oreo will actually dig through the trash. He will go through he will try to lick the sauces or the dishes off the dirty dishwasher, you know, if the door is open. Yeah, and Clinton and Blackberry don't do that. It's just Oreo. It's like I see him trying to I see him doing all these like sidewalk cat things and I'm like, "Oreo, come on now. You're on prescription food." What? I'm trying to make sure Oreo. I have not been fed in 5 days. Oreo, come on now. Yeah, he knows that street life, so um sometimes habits die hard. Yeah, he knows exactly what he likes. He doesn't like supplements and he's still not a fan of being on that prescription food. But he's been adjusting to it. It's just I guess I'm breaking his heart with all these supplements and he's going to need it. He really is going to need it. If he as he gets older, he's going to need more and more extra care and I just want to prepare his body for it. So, yeah. One day I'll figure out what this cat wants. I actually, you know what? I can take it back. I know what he wants. Oreo wants regular cat food. He wants to have tons of greenies, and he got greenies yesterday, and he got greenies the day before that. I'm using wet food only because Oreo gets the runs if he's on dry food. So Oreo can't even be on prescription dry food. So that's why he's on 100% wet with the exception of greenies. Yep. So this is how it's like living with Oreo cat. Just he is not a happy cat. I don't know what he wants. Oh, look at this. Finally, a berry has arrived. Hello, berry. Oreo has exited the stream. Oreo's like, screw you, Erica. Screw you. Oh well. Oh well. I don't know. He's just very particular. He's a very picky cat. He's the most pickiest cat, and I wish he was more like Blackberry. You know, Blackberry is open to basically eating anything, and she doesn't do this whole thing where she refuses to just. She doesn't hold grudges. Yeah, I know. I sold out on Blackberry. I sold out on Blackberry. Um, it sucks. It sucks. You know, I was thinking about going back into Blackberry just for shits and giggles and to see what happens. But I think to myself, I don't want to, I don't want Blackberry to go back down because it's like the long term holding, like, I think Blackberry is strong. It's just like I was afraid it would go back down. And I heard the price target for Blackberry recently got raised up to $30. So, yeah. But there's always a possibility that it can go back down, right? To 10 or so. Possible. Depends how people feel about it. So, yeah. Yeah. I wish I held on to my Blackberry. I really wish I did, but I have it in much safer holdings now. I have it in QQQ and ARKK. And oh, I threw it. Actually, wait, take it back. I threw the BlackBerry money into CCIV. My bad. My bad. Yeah, I threw it into CCIV, and I have more gains from CCIV right now than I do at BlackBerry. But if the CCIV merger doesn't go down through, not financial advice, then it would not be good because CCIV will go down. So percentage wise, yeah, I'm gaining more from CCIV than BlackBerry. Look at that face. You sold me. Yes, BlackBerry. You sold my stock. Look at that face. Oh, she doesn't look too happy. Yeah, Blackberry. I didn't want to bag hold your stock. But it's okay. Yeah, I'm actually still holding on to GME, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm still holding on to GME. You wanna know why I'm holding on to GME? Because whenever I want to make a stupid decision and chase a stock, I want to look at my GME stock and be like, okay, this is the reason why I'm not gonna hold on to GME. Hello, Blackberry. Hello. But we will see. Maybe I'll get back into Blackberry. Just a little. Because I do have Berry over here. Blackberry, what do you think, huh? I'll throw in a little bit money onto you, and then if you go down, I'll just average, and if you go up, then I'll just know. Oh my goodness, little cat. No, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, come here, Berry. Come here. Come here. Let me give you a kiss. Mm. Who is this non-picky cat? Mm. Look at this. Blackberry's so much more nuzzly. And Oreo over here. Well, Oriole's over there. Still facing me. Look at this. Cold shoulder treatment. Cold shoulder. See? See? Difference in Blackberry today versus Oreo. Oreo, I do this. He doesn't want to get towards me. Blackberry, I do this. See that? See? Oh, Blackberry. You are so cute, Blackberry. You are so friendly. You're not holding a grudge on me like Oreo is. You eat the food and the supplements. Yeah, so we will see how long Oreo's little grudge takes. I think it's gonna be a while. I give him maybe like 3 more days. Maybe he'll break his grudge, but Or maybe he'll hold his grudge for the next week or 2 weeks. We'll see. But that is not a happy cat over there next to his supplements, for sure. For sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what happens to BlackBerry. It might go up more, it might not. I gotta see how AMC is doing too. Let me check. Check here. I don't want to do any of these like oh 683. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want to hold on to AMC and that kind of stock that I didn't feel like had really long-term potential. So AMC went down and now it's 683. BlackBerry is going up. Ooh, it went up 8% in one day. Jeez. Oh man. So I sold it at 11 and it went up 20% since I sold it. Yeah. Maybe we'll see. Does it go back down to the 11 or does it stay constant? I don't know. But I have to remember like 20%. Yeah. I'm curious. Now I'm curious what's gonna happen to BlackBerry. See, the problem with BlackBerry is that I worried that it would go back down to like 7 or 8 and it would stay there. So with this kind of oh sorry, yeah, with the whole BlackBerry thing. Here, let me show you guys this. With the whole BlackBerry thing, you can kind of see, like I know BlackBerry's been doing some things right, and I know that people would say BlackBerry's a good stock, but my concern about that is that like it was kind of going up, but I just kind of felt like it was kind of fluctuating between like the $7-6 range. And then you can see it started spiking, right? It's like you don't want it to go all the way back down, possibly. Versus if you have a stock, and not financial advice here, but if you have a stock like ARKK, it seems like you kind of have more faith in the general pattern. And I don't want to have a stock where I'm constantly worried about volatility swings. So, BlackBerry might make double the money, but I think, or triple the money, or who knows, but I feel like there's less volatility with ARKK. You know what? Well, how about this? I will throw some money into BlackBerry just for shits and giggles. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but I'll see it. I'll hold on to BlackBerry and then see what happens to it. And yeah. See if it actually does go back up to 25 or yeah. Actually, you know what? See CCIV. Look at this. CCIV went up from 23 up to $34 in the last 5 days. I think when I told you about CCIV, I think it was at, I forgot, 2017, I forgot. Who knows? So, let's see, stop twits. So curious to see what happens. Churchill Capital is on the watch for make or break news on an SPAC deal with Lucid Motors. Oh, goodness. So yeah, the CEO was on the Forbes cover on Thursday. They had the CNBC interview on Friday. Then you got Super Bowl Sunday, and then they're hoping that there's a merger on pre-market. But maybe not. We'll see. We'll have to see. And there's also speculation if there's going to be a Super Bowl ad or not. See, it's just pure speculation. So downside about this is that if you like, I don't think I don't think Lucid is in talks with any other S pack. I think Churchill's the only one. That's the only one that I heard about. And I think that if they don't announce something, of course it's going to go back to $28 or so, maybe even lower, until they hear some word. But when they do announce it, or if they do announce it, it can possibly double, or more. But if it doesn't, if it falls through, then I expect the stock to go back to around like $12. So it's a pretty risky play. I normally won't do kind of plays like this, but there was just so much like cookie crumbs. I was thinking to myself like, oh, okay, I'm gonna slowly average up, see how this thing goes. Wait. I really thought I had more time, but next thing I know, it goes up to like 27, 28, 34, 35, and kind of scary. So maybe Monday it's going to retract back down 10%. Who knows? But my gains for CCIV right now are more than my gains on BlackBerry in the last 5 days. Because BlackBerry, like I said, went up 12%. This one went up, I think, a bunch. Yeah, let's see. It went up from... I think my average price for CCIV on my Robinhood account is like $19. So, yeah. I shall see what happens. So I'm holding my breath on this one. Holding my breath, but a lot of people are saying that it is... what is this? Howler, merger pending. Okay. Yeah. So, if Lucid merges with... Crap. If Lucid merges with CCIV, I expect really the stock to be $80 by the end of the year, or maybe even 100. But it's risky play. Don't invest money that you can't afford to possibly drop 50% on, because you know. Yeah, I heard about that. But it's a tag from Investor Place, right? I think it's just like one website saying that. And I don't know if it's not listed as a Super Bowl lineup though. Yeah, so yeah, but again, I know some people went all in for CCIV. It's not a bad thing, but it's dangerous. I feel like it's kind of the GME play. If it doesn't pan through, then it's gonna go down a lot. If it does pan through, then you make money. But if you want to make money, this kind of stock, you got to put in big money, right? It's like if you put in, let's say, $30 on CCIV, let's just say $40, right? $40 on CCIV, it doubles, you get $80. If you put in, let's say, $1,000, it doubles at 2,000. 10,000, 10,000, $20,000, 100,000, $200,000. And yeah, but when you have that kind of big money on this kind of stock, it's just risky. So for me, I'm not willing to do this kind of speculative play on a lot of money, because if I do, then that's kind of scary. But if CCIV pans out and it doubles, it will make up for my BlackBerry and my GME losses. So I'm curious to see how that turns out. If it doubles, if it goes up to doubly. But yeah. Call options is kind of scary, because I'm banking that the call option will hit a certain price by a certain time, right? And then if it doesn't work through, then I automatically lose amount. That's the only thing I don't like about calls. It's like, I know some people, they do these calls, and then it like hits the price afterwards. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if the merger is going to be on Monday. That's the thing. Like everybody's assuming it's on Monday, but what if it's on like 2 months from now? What if the price drops down? So that's what I'm kind of worried about. So I'd rather just hold on to the shares, and then in the event that it drops down, I can decide to either hold on to it until something else pops up, or um, yeah, just eat the loss. But kind of risky. Kind of risky. But I've been selling things off my portfolio to add more money in ARKK and ARKK and QQQ. Yeah, I decided I kind of wanted to get into QQQ. ARKG, I believe it's like yeah. So those two stocks, I looked at it, and maybe I'm misjudging it, but I feel like the rate on return of that is going to be pretty good, and I don't have to worry about like racking my brain out about, oh, is this stock going to go up or is this stock going to go down, sort of thing. And depending on like the stock, this is what I realized, like depending on the stock that you have, if it grows, like if it's a pretty constant stock, like let's say if it grows 3% every month, some stocks grow about 3% every month. It's like, man, these people who put in like lots of money into a certain stock, they can make a lot of money. So for instance, right, I've heard about some people, it's like they just write off the money for their stocks. And I've always wondered about that. It sounds so stupid, but it's like I looked at all my portfolio, and I looked at my whole entire portfolio, all my holdings, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, geez, I have a lot of stocks that aren't consistent gainers. So yeah, those stocks I'm gonna get rid of. The ones that haven't really grown too much, and just use the money from those stocks into a more focused push. JD, I don't plan on selling. Yeah, I'm also invested in Tesla. JD, I don't plan on selling. Amazon, I'm not planning to sell, even though it's a freaking rock, because I think if I sell Amazon, I'm gonna regret it. I think that it's pretty safe to say that Amazon is probably gonna hit about like 40% a year in gains. That's my thinking. So I mean, it seems kind of a far stretch because Amazon has been kind of hitting around the same level, back and forth, but it's not going to stay on forever. What is my investment time? Outside of a bubble, yeah, but you know what? I mean, like you look at certain stocks, it doesn't seem that far-fetched. And people always talk about a bubble here and there, but I don't. I think that there's been many opportunities for the stock market to crash. And in last year in April, we did see the stock market crash, right? But it didn't last very long. I firmly believe that if the stock market crashed, the US government would intervene and prop that baby back up. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah, Amazon's market is huge. Like Amazon is so well diversified. I can't think of any way this company can grow any bigger. So, um, but their web services are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, the web hosting stuff. So let me show you guys this. So you can see it kind of been going sideways up until recently. But it's kind of just going I kind of think it's going to go back higher. And I hope it goes higher and higher and higher. But yeah, you see this? See this? Been kind of sideways. Do I have the all? Yeah. But you can see it's been gradually growing over time. So if you invested early, right, and you got a bunch of shares, it's like your money slowly grows. And that's the thing about like stocks. It's like if you invest $100, right, into a stock and it grows up 10%, then you end up with what, $110. But over time, depending on when you invested, and I know this is going to sound so far fetched, right? But like, let's say you invested back in 2014 at $300, right? And then you got like a 10% gain or so. And then over time, right? It just went up to 3,352. So now when it goes up 10%, it's no longer like $30. It's 300 bucks. So that's why I kind of think like, yeah, I'll just hold on to Amazon and then ride it out. And then I expect them to do a split. And sooner or later, they're going to do a split because they cannot be doing this like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 share thing. And then when they do a split, I expect the price to go back up. And yeah, I expect it to shoot up because it'll be more affordable to people. But yeah, I just want to hold Amazon because I don't see it's like I don't see them down trailing anytime soon. What I've learned in the pandemic is that it's kind of solidified people's spending habits. It's like I can't imagine not having Amazon. Like so much, like all these supplements I bought is from Amazon. A lot of the stuff that I just like randomly pick up, like the brooms that we have is from Amazon. I think the cat scratcher is from Amazon. The little Christmas tree that I have is from Amazon. Like a lot. The sheets that I have on this bed are from Amazon. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of Amazon stuff. So as people get used to this and people spend more on Amazon, the stock is just gonna go up. So yeah, I just gotta hold on to it for sure. Just hold on. And then we'll see what happens in like 10 years. I'm curious to see what Amazon stock price is in 10 years. And yeah, I know this one person who had invested. No, he's still on there. He's just not CEO anymore. So they have another guy doing it, but he's also been with Amazon for over 10 years. And I think he was ahead of the AWS, if I remember correctly. So I knew a person who bought Amazon around $200 a share, and they had purchased like 20 shares of Amazon. So now I'm thinking like, damn, can you imagine like having 20 shares of Amazon? It's like, yeah, they bought a bunch of Amazon. They bought like 20 shares of Amazon. So 20 shares of Amazon would be basically 20 times 3, yeah, $60,000 worth of Amazon just from that $4,000 investment. And yeah, time really works on your side. So like I've told you guys, I don't know if I told you guys this, but like if I had a kid, I would tell my kid immediately, invest. I would tell my kid this. I would tell my kid, you know what? You're spending money, you should invest it because look, if you have like let's say you have $100 in your account right now, right? And you invest it on something like a good stock or an ETF or whatever, and come in 1 year, maybe your $100 turns into 150, or maybe it'll turn into 200. Or wait, what if you hold on to it for 18 years, right? It would just be a lot. So I thought about it this like I know this is gonna sound I thought about like if I ever had a kid, I would put aside some money for a kid and then say, okay, this is gonna be the stocks that I hold on to my kid. And then when my kid turns 18 or so, I would give those stocks to the kid or say, hey, this is, yeah, like if I can transfer the stocks over to them and say, I made an investment of, let's say, a couple $1,000 when you were born. And yeah, this is what happened in the course of 18 years. This is your present for graduating high school or whatever. Yeah, so that way it's not like I just give them like by then it should have grown rapidly over the 18 years. Uh, yeah, I think they'll cash it out. I hope they don't cash it out. I'm gonna drill it in their heads not to cash it out because I'll say, you know what? You didn't have to do anything for 18 years. I didn't touch the account really for 18 years. I just diamond handed it. And maybe who knows? Maybe if I put in like $5,000 in 18 years, it's gonna be, $20,000 or something, right? So it's a really good thing. I think that like, or maybe if I got lucky lucky, right? Depending on what it is, like maybe the kid's college education would, I don't actually, that might be a push because I don't know how freaking expensive college education is going to be in 18 years. Holy crap. You see how expensive college education is now? College education is going to be what, $50,000, what, $100,000 a year? Like nobody's going to go to college, who knows? But I thought it would be a good gift. To a kid, and it's just like, hey, like this is what I got when like around the time you were born, and I just want to make a little nest egg. And yeah, now you're an adult, and here's the little creation of my little savings that accumulated over the last 18 years. And I think the kid would be happy. I hope that, when I, or if I do have a kid one day, I hope that kid understands the value of investing, because I don't want that kid to just be a spendaholic. I want to teach that kid early on. If you have a dollar, I'll be like, hey, you know what, kid? How about this? I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you some money, and we're gonna put it. And this is not financial advice, okay? We're gonna put it in this. And they're gonna say, well, what's the point of this? I'm like, I'm gonna give you. Okay, I know Spy's gonna be much more expensive, most likely by whenever I have a kid. But let's just say, like, if I had a kid right now, right? I would tell the kid, like, I'm gonna give you. I gave you $400. I bought one share of this, right? Or no. When the kid is old enough, right, to understand money, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give you $400, and the kid will probably get like a small little allowance. So they'll be like, $400. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give you $400. I'm gonna put it on Spy. We're gonna come back in 1 year and see how much your $400 investment grew. Okay, kid? And the kid like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna say, remember, I made an investment, $400, and maybe in 1 year the price of Spy goes up. I don't know how much it's been historically going up. Let's say it goes up like I'm trying to think here. Let's say it goes up $125, right? In 1 year. Let's just say. Which is kind of ambitious, but you get what I'm saying. So it goes up, and then I tell the kid, or let's just say not even 400. Let's say it goes up $60 in a year. I'm gonna tell the kid, hey, look, kid, it went up $60. Holy crap, you don't have to do anything, kid. You just had to keep your money in there, and it went up. And then maybe the kid will be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna invest my money and invest my allowance in there. And then I want to introduce the kid to, like, how to spend wisely, how to be frugal, that kind of stuff. Work hard, save your money, and then maybe, kid, you don't have to really worry about your spending, because you keep all your money in investments. And as you average around, I want to teach the kid also about averaging up. So I'll tell the kid, like, if the kid has a job, I'm gonna, what, actually, if I had a kid, I would make that kid work a job early on in fast food. Because people would say, like, that's cruel, Erica. Why would you have the kid work in fast food first? And I'll say, I want the kid to be humble. I don't want the kid to think that money grows on trees or anything like that. Because like I told you guys, like, when I worked at like a fast food place for 2 days, it really shaped my spending habits after that. Because I realized, like, holy crap, I busted my ass, and I didn't get that much money. Like, wow, I didn't get that much money, and I worked so hard. So I want the same thing for a kid. If I had a kid, I want that kid to realize, like, yeah, you better not be mean to people, because you will know how it is to work at a fast food restaurant. You will know how it is that people talk down on you. You will know how it is, how hard they have to work for their money. And you don't just have to work, let's say, a couple months at a fast food restaurant. You could possibly work there for many years. And I want that to instill to the kid the value of money, the value of treating people right, and also why they have to, why they should be smart about investing. Yeah. I do. Because my thinking is that if I had a kid, I want to make sure that kid is raised right. I would be pissed off if my kid ever ended up with an attitude problem, or thought, oh, I'm better than other people. I want a kid to be humble. I want the kid to get involved with volunteering. And I know I sound like a hypocrite because I'm talking to you guys instead of volunteering this week, but normally I'm always volunteering. But yeah, I want the kid to realize that they are so lucky. You know, they are so lucky to to be in a home. They are so lucky to have heat in the winter, to to not have to worry about certain things. And they have, that things are, taken care of. Like they don't have to worry about not having running water. And other people in other countries, in some countries, they don't have a toilet. They don't have running water. They don't have water. So I would do that. And people might say, like, Erica, that's, how, what could you do? I said, I could tell the kid, you know what, you're going to sleep on the floor on cardboard. I'm sure CPS isn't going to like this, but I'm going to say, you're going to sleep without a bed for one night and see how you feel. And the kid's going to say, oh, I felt like crap all night. I didn't sleep well. And I would tell the kid, kid, a lot of people don't have a bed. A lot of people don't have a bed. And those people who are on the street, they don't have the luxury of the bed either. So never ever be mean to those kind of people. If someone is struggling, never ever, just think you're above them or anything like that. So yeah, it's like I don't want them to get cocky, because I think sometimes when kids, when um when they're so used to having certain things, if they become an adult, like they don't realize how lucky they had it. And I think as parents, like for parents, they really try to protect their kids. They try to buy the kids toys or save up money for toys. And if even if finances are tight, I know certain parents will sacrifice, their own personal well-being just for their child. And I want to make sure that if I had a child, like, that kid understands and they value every little thing. I want them to be appreciative of people. I want them to say please and thank you. I want them to be nicer to people. And yeah, I want them to treat people with respect. I want them to be a good citizen of the world. So, and I think if I had a kid like that, that kind of kid would be a genuinely good person. That's my hope. That is my hope. And I don't want that kid to. I want that kid to look back at their life and say, I want the kid to look back at their life and say, I tried to encourage them to be the best person that they can be, and I tried to do it in a loving fashion. And it's not like I want to, like, do this kind of thing to the kid to make them feel bad or anything like that, or put them through this kind of crap. But there's always a reason why I'm doing it. And like I shared with you guys, like, I knew how I felt like after I worked at fast food for 2 days. It's like I was like, frick. So whenever I hear about people talking down to fast food restaurants, workers, or being all demanding or all prissy, it pisses me off. Because the people who work at fast food, it's like they could be, trying to make ends meet, or they could be in the middle of something, right? Maybe they're a young kid who's trying to save up money for a certain thing. It's like no reason to be mean to a person just because of their job. In fact, those jobs are important. If people didn't work fast food, people wouldn't be able to get fast food. So always good to be good, nice and respectful to people, even the janitor. Even the janitor, because janitors don't have easy work either. Those people who clean up restaurants. I've known a few of them, and they're very nice and they're very hardworking. But the sad thing is that I notice people treat them as if they're invisible. Um, I think sometimes, like, if a person, like, I've seen this certain people that, if they make like a certain amount, let's say if they make like $50,000, or even like low 40s, they would say they would think like mentally they're superior than the janitor, because they'll be like, I am so much better than, I make so much more money, and that janitor is a loser. That person has like no future in life, and I can treat people like a crappy way, or I can, treat people with disrespect because I have more money. At the end of the day, like, money is nothing. Money is really nothing. I don't remember people about how much money they have. I remember about how people treat other people, and I'm very keenly aware about that. I think it's important to build character and, encourage people to be better people rather than just focus on the whole money thing. And I know, I get some comments in my comment section saying something like, I'm so obsessed with stocks, I'm so obsessed about making money. But It's just like a small little fraction. It's not like I have my net worth or my whole worth as a human being tied up to my stock account. No, that's not it. I just want to see my portfolio grow. And I think a lot of people who are in stocks want to see their portfolio grow. It's not because they're cocky or anything like that. It's like you want to see it go in the positive, not in the negative. And if it can grow a little faster, then that's great. So I like Amazon because I'm able to get things that I can't get locally on there. And then if you have like Amazon Prime, I think it's like $100 a year or something. Depending on where you are, it just pays for itself really quickly. Sometimes I just buy like a few things, like if I'm like the cat supplement, right? Like if Oreo has teeth problems, I'm like, okay, let me just order a bottle of this stuff. I forgot how much this was. I think it was like less than $20. But I thought like, okay, I don't know where I would find this locally in New York. I have no idea. And you know how many pet stores there are that just have like different items? Yeah, no. So I just order off Amazon. Yeah, Spy is kind of there, but if you look at like QQQ is a lot better. So look at the average for a QQQ. Yeah, I think it's great when people they work their way up too. I know that there's like certain people they have like very what's considered to be low positions. They work their way up and then they get higher and higher and higher, and then yeah, they become quote somebody. But it's important to encourage the people who are in the low positions, like regardless of their age or whatnot, to be supportive of them. Like I really hate it when people look down on other people based on their job. Like I make more money than you, so you are worthless. And it saddens me because like as I become an adult, I see people look at other people in a very demeaning fashion or um, yeah. And I think that tells me more about the people who judge rather than the people who are actually working in those positions. Aww. Yeah, I've spoken to a number of janitors and I've never met a mean janitor. All the janitors that I've met are so nice and they're really nice people. And it like I said, it saddens me when people treat them like they're invisible, like they're not a person. Like just because a person is cleaning the toilet does not mean that they don't have feelings. So it irks me when people like leave the toilet really messy or they don't care about how they leave a area that a janitor has to clean because I think they think like, oh yeah, well, some low person is going to take care of it or I don't have to deal with it because there's a janitor to deal with that. But yeah, I hate that kind of people. You know what? I mean, like, I think as long as you're a good person, you inspire people, even in small ways. Actually, I take it back. I think people, whatever the actions they do, they always have an impact on people. Like some people, they don't think they make a mark on the world. Even the like the crappiest person in the world makes a mark. So yeah. Oh, Yeah, I've never seen a foot locker room, so I have no idea how messy those football players are. But hey, if they can go and focus on their training, they can make that locker room clean too, I imagine, right? So, yeah. Yeah, so that's my what is that? What does that mean? Board engineer? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I should make a pre-recorded video about this rather it's this randomness thing. I know some people criticize me for it. They're like, "Oh, Erica, your channel's not successful because you're so random in a lot of your videos." But yeah, I could actually make focused videos, but it's not as fun. You know, it's not as fun to sit behind a camera, talk to the camera, and say, "Okay, you know, hey everybody." So I was thinking today, and then I have to like edit all my takes, and if I go, ooh, that kind of stuff, then I have to splice it all out, worry about my lighting, and yeah. But yeah. Oh, Blackberry's still here. Blackberry's still here. She wants, look at this. She wants tummy rubs. Look at this cat. Hello. Look at this cat. She is so cute. Hello. See how affectionate this cat is? Meanwhile, the Oreo over here. Yeah, I have to bring that clothes over to a clothing drive. But yeah, look at Oreo. Look at him. He's still like focused over there. He's just ignoring me. He really is just ignoring me. See him? He doesn't want anything to do with me. At all. Oh, yeah. So I got rid of the couch. I'm going to show you this stuff, okay? So I finally got rid of the couch. And then I found out that there's this like clothing insulation drive about 2.2 miles away. I was supposed to go today, but yeah, I was like, nah. So those 2 bags, that's all old clothes that I want to get shredded up. So that way it doesn't have to go into the dumpster. That stuff over there is e-waste stuff. And then back there is stuff that I have yet to go through give away. I know. I know. So it's a work in progress, but Lewis is always like, "Oh my goodness, Erica, you know, all that stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, it looks bad, but it's really just 2 bags of clothing and then some e-waste that I need to get down with and then a ball." I kind of like the ball. I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with the ball. The ball doesn't work with the rest of the apartment, but I like it. So, yeah, we got that over there. That you can see my little thing over there. And then that and that. Yeah. And then you got Oreo over here. He's still not facing me. One day he will look at me again. Blackberry, it seems like you're my cuddle cat until Oreo gets over the dental powder. Okay? It's just a bouncy ball. It is really just a bouncy ball. Oh, he's gonna sneak in between there. Oreo, oh, you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to get into the greenies. That's where I keep the greenies. That one right there. This one. Yeah, he's trying to open the... He's trying to get into greenies. He's not gonna get in. Crap, I don't know. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to get in. Yeah, so... That is... Oreo? Oh, he's... Oreo, come back over here. Oreo. Come on. Oreo, come on. Come on, handsome. I need a handsome cat here. Aw, come here, my baby. Come here. Oh, Oreo, my baby. Come here. Look at that. He's gonna do his pity meows. His pity meows. So, anyway, eventually it's gonna get over it. So, yeah, that is... Oh. Oreo? Look at this. I have the romantic butt wipes around here for Oreo. See that? We got butt wipes, cleaning spray, odor eliminator, and cat brush here. And, oh, you remember my Swarovski crystal thing? Do you remember this? Oriole knocked over my Christmas tree. He broke it. See it? He broke it. So if you guys have any idea how to glue the crystals back on, let me know. Because Oriole toppled that tree and then the crystal broke. So thankfully, it made a really clean break. So I can put it back together. But unfortunately, unfortunately it no longer is whole again. Until I glue it back, so. Yeah, when you got 3 cats and you got Oreo, you really do need to have all the cat stuff all in one thing. And yeah, we have a lot of cat stuff here, and we really need it. If we don't have all that cat stuff, it's good to have it on standby. So for instance, right, because I have the brush right here, I can comb Blackberry. See, so that's the benefit of having the brush right on the bed. Wanna come over here? Come on. So Blackberry, yeah. Blackberry really likes getting brushed. Well, she used to. Blackberry, why are you running away from me? Do you hear him? Oreo, do you want to get brushed? Okay, Oreo. I will pick you up, handsome. And I will brush you. He's like, I don't want to get brushed. I want you to feed me without that supplement. Why is your butt up in the air? Can you not put your butt up in the air? Right? Butt down. Butt down. He's like arched up, do you see him? Come on. So this is way more affecting than Oreo grooming himself. Actually, Oreo doesn't really do a good job at grooming himself. So, Oreo needs all the extra help he can get. Oh, Oreo! I think Oreo's trying to kill my MacBook. You see him? Oreo, if you kill this MacBook, I'm just gonna get a newer MacBook. Ta-da! You'll keep breaking them until... Yeah. So, see, Blackberry can groom herself, so she'll look really good, but Oreo needs all the help he can get. He really does. He needs so much help. Because he doesn't really groom himself. He just kind of licks his paws and kind of licks himself, and then the rest of the day he doesn't bother with it. I don't want to call him a lazy bum, but he's like, why should I groom myself when one stroke can do be way more effective than him spending 10 minutes licking himself. Because Oreo's tongue is not as thorough as this brush. more fur. He didn't look too good on the sidewalk. Yeah, he didn't look too good. Come on, handsome. Oh, alright. Go this way, okay? You see him? You can't. Oops, don't fall off the bed, Orion. I don't. Fall off the bed. Stay there. No. What? No, I don't. See, he's trying to roll this way, but I already combed this area, so I want him to go this way. Come on. Okay, there you go. Oreo, stay there. You need to comb your left side, Oreo. I don't want to see your right side too much. You know, I heard about they have these like kitty daycare spas, and they wash the cat and they groom them and pamper them. I've always wondered, like, man, I wonder how Oreo would look like if I took him to one of those spas. Like, would he be shining and sparkling? Would he look like he's $1 million worth? Or would they just pay someone to just comb him for like 20 minutes and put a little detangling spray on him? That's what I've always wondered. Like, that kind of stuff is expensive, too. But I do know some people, they bring their cats over to those grooming places. And, yeah. And it's kind of, it's like, I forgot. But it's not cheap. Especially in New York, like, that stuff would be expensive. And the sad thing, too, is that I imagine, you know, they have such a big markup, but I don't think that markup really goes to the employees. They'd be like, yeah, we're going to pay someone, you know, pennies on the dollar to groom the animal for like 20 minutes and then go crazy with shine serum or something. But yeah, whatever you guys see about Oreo Cat, it's not because he grooms himself. He actually needs to get a lot of help a lot. Okay, Oreo. See, we got more fur. Where's my bag? Oreo, I wasn't done grooming you. Come on, back to grooming. Okay, Oreo. Oops. I like this brush a lot more than the other brushes. You know, because they have like other cat brushes, those suck. I've never tried a Furminator though. People say Furminators are good, but I like this one a lot. It's like it's made by, if you want to look on Amazon, it's Hertzco. And it's really nice. We have two of them in the apartment. We have one on each side of the apartment. So this one is on this side. And then we have another one. Actually, no, I take that back. We have one by the bed, and then we have one by the couch. Next to the cat stuff. You know, when I first when I first met Oreo, he had so much skin flakes. I actually combed this cat for about an hour. And he had so much fur. He had really bad, so I combed Oreo for about an hour. And yeah, he's looking much better. But I also think the prescription food made a big difference. But he still has dander. I think it's because the heat's on. Woo! Oreo! You see me almost rolled off the bed. Oreo, come here. I gotta get you farther away from the bed. Okay. Okay, Oreo. We're gonna move here so that way you can't roll over, okay? I need you to roll, okay? Okay, there you go, handsome. Let me. Yeah. Come here. Come here. I always think he has like too much fur on his chest. Right. Oh yeah, I want to get your chest a little. I need a mini one. Oh yeah, I need you to get up. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, I think you're pretty good, Oreo. Or more. There. There you go, Oreo. You're pretty good. There. So that is how you get an Oreo cat. But again, Oreo cat is not he does not groom himself very well. He needs a lot of extra help. Versus Blackberry always looks good. She always looks on point because she takes a lot of care of herself. Clinton looks good too. Clinton doesn't really like getting brushed, but he does get brushed every once in a blue moon when he tolerates it. And Oreo, this cat requires a lot of care. I know. Actually, there. Oreo, maybe one day you'll look like some of those influencer cats. I don't know how those influencer cats look so good, Oreo. Like, I see some of those influencer cats and they look so nice and shiny and pristine. And, you know, they probably get like premium top care because they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And Oreo, you got like 27 people watching you right now, so your subscriber count isn't that good. But if you had like 200,000 subscribers, Oreo, I guarantee you, you would have like top of the line care. Who knows, kitty yoga or something. Getting to those like poshy New York spas or something. What do you think, Oreo? Huh? What do you think? Yeah, but I'm like, you're on a video that probably will make 10 cents of revenue. So you just get the normal cat treatment. But I always look at those influencer cats and I think they look so gorgeous. See, Anonymous? Yeah, I don't know. Like, you know, I see those cats and they look so pristine. Like even their fur, like Oriole's fur looks much better than before, but those cats' fur is like on a whole nother level. Like it's soft and glossy looking. It looks like, you know, it never like you see how I touch Oreo and his fur has like little like I don't know if they're just going crazy with the fur and they're like, "Hey, okay, cat, we just got to make sure you always look like we just brushed you." See, like that looks a lot better. All right, we're quite a way away from we're quite far away from making you like an influencer. But I want to see, you know, if I want to see what those. I want to kind of learn what the hell those cats do because I'm sure they have a regimen, and if they have a regimen, like Blackberry, I feel like kind of pass for one of those cats because she looks really good, but Oreo needs more help. Yeah, he also needs teeth cleaning. So again, I don't know if Oreo's gonna let me do this, but let me show you his teeth. You see, I don't know if you guys can see it. It just, he's, oh crap. His teeth just look like it's just like tartary, for lack of a better word. Okay, Oreo. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Oreo? Okay. Gotta see your teeth. Yeah, he's resisting. Yeah, this is why I don't think I can brush his teeth. That's why I have to use the dental powder. But if you guys see his teeth, it has like tartar and plaque buildup on it. You see it? And it's like, yeah, he's not going to be too happy with that kind of thing. So, um, uh, he's 10 years old, I think. Um, I know. He comes a long way from his street kitty days. But yeah, so if any of you guys have a cat and your cat looks kind of scruffy, 100% start combing them, put them on supplements, and see how that works. Hopefully you don't have a cat like Oreo who resists his supplements, who is very sensitive to a lot of the foods that he's on. And yeah, come on, handsome. I always try to keep his white area really looking nice. Oh, have I ever thought about doing a... Yeah, so I think um, it's gonna be probably over $2,000 to clean Oriole's teeth. I know we got a quote for Blackberry. The dentist said, I think it was like over $1,000. I want to say it was like 1,200, 1,400 for Blackberry's teeth. So Oriole's teeth is significantly worse than Blackberry's, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tell me like, oh, we feel like we should pull this tooth or this tooth or this tooth out. And in the event that they do want to do that, yeah. So, can you imagine though if we wanted to get all three cats dental cleaning? That would probably be like, let's say Blackberry 1,200, Clinton 1,200, Oreo, what, another 2,000 or so. So we're looking at $4,500 to just clean three cats' teeth. It's crazy. So, yeah. And I was telling Lewis about that. He was like, he doesn't want to spend, possibly $5,000-6,000 on cat teeth cleaning for three cats. So, and it's completely understandable. One person, they went to bring their cat to getting dental cleaning. The dentist recommended extractions and all this stuff. It ended up being, I think, over $4,000. So I hope Oreo's dental cleaning doesn't end up being $4,000. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? That's $4,000 for one cat's dental care. But that's New York pricing. Yeah, so the anesthesia costs money too, and then everything they can nickel and dime you for, they're gonna nickel and dime you for too. So yeah, yeah, it's costly. So I told Lois, I said, you know what? Don't worry, you could just throw Oreo in a few videos here and there, but allegedly Oreo loses him subscribers, so he's not too fond of, Mr. Money Making Oreo going on his channel because he might lose 60 subscribers by having an Oreo video on there. I don't know. It's like Susan W must not like Oreo. I know. You look less salty, Oreo. You look a little happier now. You know what's gonna make you happy? How about this? Can you smile at this? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. He's not gonna smile at that. Oh, my little handsome. Don't worry, Oreo. Don't worry. You work very hard, so you deserve the best. And you know what? Worst case scenario, we'll just make sure Lewis eats some fast food for like a month or two. And you know, because we can't compromise on your care, because you're an influencer. You're the real influencer, Oreo. Is he an Oreo? Is Oreo an advertiser friendly cat? I think so. Aw, thank you, David. Thank you. Oreo, did you hear that? Did you read that? So David said, here's something for Oreo. Sorry, David. It seems like Oreo's still salty. Oh. Give him a week. Give him a week. And then maybe he'll perk up a little bit more. You can't blame him. He's been going through a lot. Dental supplement. All sorts of supplements. It's really just this cat that needs all the supplements. The other cats are okay. But yeah, so if any of you guys want to adopt a cat or look into getting a cat, as you guys know, there's a video about this. Oreo is a stray. So there's a video. Lewis did something like when Lewis met Oreo, and he found Oreo on the sidewalk right in front of where we live, and Lewis was sitting on the stairs for whatever reason, and Oreo went up to him, started nuzzling him, showing his tummy to him, rubbing against him, and he decided to take Oreo home. And yeah, and the rest is history. He claims, he said he tried to find Oreo's owners. He put up all these posters around, and the neighbors told him that Oreo, they've seen Oreo. He's been looking for a home for quite some time. And, never mind the Craigslist ads, all the posters around the neighborhood, nobody came forward to claim Oreo. And yeah. And then I asked him, I said, why didn't you take him to the shelter or something? And he claims he didn't have time to bring Oreo over to the shelter. So he just chose to keep Oreo around for 3 years and counting. And I think it's pretty well established that Oreo does have an owner, and it's the guy that he's been living with for 3 years. But finally, Lewis says that he loves Oreo. So yeah, he's been quite affectionate towards this cat, poopy butt and all. I think he's more friendly to Oreo ever since Oreo got his dental powder. So Oreo can get close up to your face, and his breath doesn't smell terrible. Yeah, but he will never admit that. He will never ever be open about how much he likes Oreo. Never mind that Oreo sleeps next to him every day. Lewis gets the white paws on his shoulder, and Oreo's really persistent. Like he will wedge his way between Lewis and I just to sleep between us. Very, very like that's the thing that he loves the most. And it's strange for me to say this, but I think the highlight of his day is not really just eating his food or playing with his toys or getting brushed. It's really just spending time with us, being able to nuzzle with us while we're lying in bed, and he loves it so much. So he's a really sweet cat. But again, he is a pricey cat in terms of care. So if you guys adopt, oh, look at Blackberry. So if you guys do adopt any animal, always be mindful about increased costs. Oreo, what are you doing, Oreo? Uh-oh, this is not looking good. Oreo, what was that? Okay, Oreo looks like he had a sudden burst of energy. Uh-oh. Damn it! He chased Blackberry, and Blackberry's on the counter again. Blackberry, get off the counter! Oreo doesn't jump on the counter. So again, this happens. They run over to the kitchen. She jumps on the counter. Oreo looks at her, and then she goes on the opposite side of the counter. And yeah. Yeah, he only runs for food, or if he's chasing Blackberry, or if he's chasing Clinton, or Clinton's chasing him. And then afterwards, I think he's gonna come back and run out of energy. Oreo, Oreo. Funny, it takes him much longer to get back here than him running away. Oreo, Oreo, are you out of breath? Oh, Clinton's over here. Nope, Oriole's eating. So with that little sprint, it seems like Oriole's appetite has gotten worked up, and he's finally, he's eating. I know, Clinton. Imagine being Oreo. You sprint for like 20 seconds, and you're like, "Hey, I gotta eat again." Maybe that's why he's so chubby. Come on, Clinton. What? What is it, Clinton? Clinton. What? Clinton. 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 Okay. I don't think it works for me. If I say Mr. Clinton's name, he doesn't really meow. But if Lewis says it, then he'll. Oh. And she is returned. Hello, Blackberry. Hello, Blackberry. So, anyway, I gotta go make food, so I will talk to you guys later. I gotta change my stream title. Oh, just random conversations, I guess. Random talk at what time is it? On Saturday, and I miss volunteering just to talk with you guys. Yeah, but you know what? It's totally fine. It is totally fine. Yeah. So the whole thing about volunteering with me is that I don't, normally I help out every single week, but because it's not something that you sign up for, it's not like I have an obligation to go there. I go there, I'd say 95% of the time. But yeah, there are a few times that I miss, and yeah, that's fine. It's fine if I miss it. Because I don't make it a regular habit, so I always try to. I do try to help out the community in small little ways, and I see a big difference when you help out. It's kind of crazy too because like I've seen the lines getting progressively longer and longer with food distribution stuff, and there's a lot of people in need. But it's not just people who are in need. I'm gonna be frank with you guys. It's also people who want to save money. So I know people who I've heard about people. They say stuff. Yeah, my roommate used to order food subscription box for food for her groceries, but now instead of getting groceries, she just waits in line and she gets free food. So it's not just people in need. It's people who also just they want to utilize it, and that's perfectly okay. So the food that is distributed is food that would have otherwise gone to waste. Stuff that grocery stores are would toss out normally because it's nearing the best by date, or let's say it's stuff that they're no longer selling in the stores, and you'd be surprised, it's a lot of food. It's food that can feed like 200, 300 people. So um, it's like when I see that kind of amount of food waste, it kind of saddens me because I mean, like it makes me happy that this stuff is being diverted and going into to help other people, but it makes me sad because there's just so much food that's out there that isn't getting rescued. That's just going straight into the landfill, and it's such a waste of resources. In my community post yesterday, I showed you guys like this whole bunch of wrapping paper, and I had seen, when I saw it, it was like about 200 rolls, but I found out that there was a lot of publicity thrown at it. So a significant amount of wrapping paper was already taken by the time I got there. And, that's a really good thing, but that just tells me, man, if I'm surprised at the waste that was already thrown out, and this is when I'm swinging by around, let's say, 8 o'clock or so, think about how much they initially tossed out, right? It must have been crazy. So for for like retail stores, the stuff that they toss out, it's sad. It really is sad. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of committed to trying to reduce food waste or trying to rescue things. But I want to make sure that when if I do decide to rescue something, I'm not in a competition with someone else. A lot of the times when I'm diving, I try to only dive alone. And yeah, that's the reason why. So something like a food distribution event where they take food that would have otherwise gone to the landfill because stores couldn't sell it, that's something that I fully support, and that's something that I fully believe in. But with that, not gonna lie, you guys, there is drama. If you guys are volunteering, I've said this before, but do not be surprised if you find these megalomaniacs over there who are just volunteers, but they try to exercise their power and by being a senior volunteer in a sorts. Like, for instance, right? I don't know how long I've been volunteering. Maybe like a couple months. But you got people who have been, who are significantly older than me, who have been doing this for, let's say, 10 years or something like that, or who have been like a long time volunteer. Sometimes these people will push other people around because they will think that they had the clout, they got the power for that. And it's something that saddens me to see. But this is their way of exercising their power over someone else that they normally wouldn't be able to do in, let's say, a workplace setting. You get what I'm saying? So be mindful of that and don't take it personally. You guys know that I used to volunteer at a food pantry, and I stopped doing that because of what went down. And even with the place that I volunteer at right now, I still see people, like just a few people, trying to, trying to show off their power. And it is not the organizers, but it's people within it who think that if they yell the loudest and they scream the loudest and they just kind of like are confrontational, like they will win. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like I shared this with Lewis, and there was a situation that happened, and I remember like I they had they okay, so basically they were telling me, they had this, like, okay, so basically, like, regularly, right, people have items, there's like a whole bunch of boxes, so inevitably boxes go on the ground, right, because that's how it originally is. So I was passing out pizza dough, and I had told this person, I had, like the box was heavy, right? So I wanted to put the pizza dough on the table, and they said don't put it on the table. And I was thinking to myself like, oh, okay, maybe because they think it's heavy. So after I get done with my box of pizza dough, I lift up the box to replenish it and put the pizza dough, the box of pizza dough on the table, because other people, right, they have other boxes of vegetables, and their boxes of vegetables end up on the ground, right, while they're waiting for it. And then nobody bats an eye about it going on the table. Now this woman that I was talking to, she yelled at me. She yelled at me and she told me, I told you not to put it on the table. And I'm not understanding why, right? Because I'm thinking like, okay, people are grabbing boxes of vegetables, putting the box on the table. What's the big deal? People get boxes of soup, they put the box on the table. What's the big deal? Now, this woman, she told me that she was thinking about, like the box getting the table dirty. But remember, left and right to me, other people are doing the same thing with the vegetables. So my thinking is that, like, what's the big deal? Because I'm just gonna give them the dough straight from the box. I'm not gonna, you get what I'm saying? Like, if I put the box all in the same place, it's not a big deal. So anyway, so she screams at me, and I look her in the eye and I tell her, you can't speak to me that way. And then she looks me back in the eye and she tells me, I can and I am. And this happened relatively recently, you guys. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm a pretty nonviolent person, but I almost lost my cool. I almost lost my cool at that moment. Because for someone to speak to me that way, and then I talk back to them, and then they look me straight in the eye and they're defiant like that, I think to myself, this person's a total piece of shit. Because that's not how you speak to people, right? So then her crony, which is like her flying monkey, he tells me, he's like, well, I heard her say that she told you that twice, and he's saying this, and he's like, but I'm gonna get out of it. He's saying this, and he's not making eye contact with me. And I want to tell him, like, okay, you know what? You want to tell me something? Tell me in my freaking face. Don't look away from me, right? But so this people can hear what's going on, right? They can hear. But what I'm told is this: Erica, you need to talk to her with respect, and she will talk to you with respect. And that it's like you need to you two need to speak to each other kindly. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I didn't cause this. I didn't cause this at all. Like, this is not how you speak to people. But that's the kind of stuff that you might hear. And I know some people would say, well, why didn't you listen to her? That kind of stuff. And I'm like, again, I tell you, other people are doing the same thing, but it's just like, for her, that woman, I see this volunteering event as her way to assert her power. And other people, like, who are in her group, shall I say, they back her, because they're like, we got your back, kind of thing. And for me, it's like, I don't have a clique, I don't have a clique that's with me when I volunteer. So it's like, I don't want to say I gotta watch my back, but I gotta know that in that kind of circumstance, like, yeah, I'm not gonna have anyone backing me up, because either people are gonna be quiet, which I have seen before, or they're just going to back up their friends. And it's sad, it's really sad. And I think that's why some people, they don't volunteer, because they don't want to get caught up with that kind of stuff. And it's like, if she had said, hey, you know what, I don't want you putting this stuff over here because it's dirty, and we just want to keep this area clean, like, I get it. I would be like, oh, okay, despite what I'm seeing people do to me left and right, doing the same thing, like, okay, explain it to me. But for her to raise her voice to me that way, it's just terrible. So yeah, I told Lewis this, and Lewis was telling me, like, why do you even spend your time putting yourself through this? Because this is like the second volunteering thing. It's like, I go in there, it's like, I'm not trying to cause trouble, I'm just, and it's unpaid volunteer thing, right? It's not like I have to do this for community service. It's not like I have an obligation to do this. I do this because I want to help out the community. But if you guys volunteer, be mindful. You will have people who have this kind of stuff, and they just kind of parade around thinking that they own the place, when in actuality they have no real power. They are not a coordinator, they are not an organizer, and they got a group of people who back them up, like I said, a clique. And it's sad, it's really sad. And I noticed that this woman, she seems to be friendly with this guy who will take stuff from the event, and he will just, like, hoard it. He'll just while everybody's waiting in line, he'll just take stuff and then just put it into his bag or something. And she seems to be okay with it, because she does the same thing herself. So I don't think these are really good people. I think they're opportunists. But in the eyes of a group, they could see me as the bad one, because I don't have a clique. I don't have the same mindset as them, or I don't get along with them in that sense. It's like, I don't want to be a fucking vulture. I don't want to be I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like them. So, but this is the kind of stuff that I have to deal with. And I have to, I encounter volunteering. And, yeah. So, it's like, this kind of stuff happens. It's like, I don't take it personally, because I think I know people will criticize me for this, but I think it's really sad that a person has to speak to another person just to rub their own ego that way. Yeah. So I don't think it's a mark of a strong person either to speak to people like that. I never ever speak to a person like that. If I wasn't I've been in um I've been volunteering at the other place, and it's like, whenever I want people to do something, or when I get an instruction to, I'll explain it, like, hey, don't put it this way, put it that way, because if you put it this way, it'll fall down. And they're like, oh, okay, thanks. It's not like I would just be like, I want you to do something and you just follow it this way because I say so, kind of thing. Especially when I'm not an organizer, or I'm not a coordinator. And that woman who spoke to me that way, she wasn't an organizer or coordinator either. Like, let me make that clear. She's just a random volunteer that but she's significantly older than me. She has a following with her, and she like a lot of people. Um, I don't want to say a lot of people, but it's like she has her group. She has her group of people, and those people have her back. Even though they know what she does, because yeah, they're a group. You know, they're in a clique. So yeah, so you'll encounter people like that. And at the end of the day, I just think to myself, okay, she spoke to me that way. How many other people does she speak to that way? Right? It's not just me. I know it's not just me. You don't have those kind of behaviors and you just take it out on like that with one person. I find that if a person it tends to be a terrible person to one person, they do it to other people. So it's like I feel sad for her. It's like I feel I'm more like not sad, but I feel disgusted about her, because I think to myself, you live a life, you're able-bodied, you can walk around, you breathe the same air as everybody else, but instead of uplifting the world, you choose to just treat people like crap. You choose to yell at people instead of being respectful to them. You choose to talk to people in a certain fashion when you don't have to be like that. So yeah, it's like I think that, but it's like I'm sure her cliquish group will probably say like, oh, she's so strong, she's fierce, that kind of stuff. Fuck that. So yeah. So overall, I don't think very highly of this woman, as you can tell. I normally don't say this, but I don't wish her well. And I say that because, again, if you speak to me that way, and I'm not like causing, I'm not trying to provoke you in that way. I know she's like that to other people, and I find no excuse for it. It's like, yeah, it's like you got to know better than that, especially if you're that age. You have to understand, and you have to have that capacity in your brain to think like, I don't have to be like total trash to other people. I don't have to try to treat people like they're beneath me, kind of thing. Yeah, most people would shrivel up at confrontation or aggressive behavior, Suki. But what I've realized is this: if you are in a setting where you feel pretty confident that no violence is going to erupt, then you need to stand your ground. Because if you do not stand your ground, these people will do this kind of stuff to other people. It's a cycle. It's like an infection. You got a person who treats a person like shit. They do it because they feel like they have the ability, like no one's going to call them out. And they will continue doing that to other people because they feel like they can get away with it. Same like those crowds of people who target, let's say, Chanel and Soho. That group of people have been doing it, have been linked to several thefts. You know why they keep doing it? Because they know they can get away with it. That's a sad fact of it. Until that group is stopped, until they are arrested, they're going to keep doing it with it, because they're going to say, we've been doing this, we get $100,000 of stuff, and we always profit. So that woman is the same thing. No one puts her in check, and she feels like she got the backup of her cronies. And I tell you this straight up: in the event that I ever got hit, or this woman ever hit me, or anybody hit me, I would immediately file charges. 100%. 100%. I would do everything I could to make sure that they suffer. I would draw things out. I don't take this kind of stuff lightly, okay? And yeah, it's like you don't, but maybe it's like, yeah, that's why it's like I take this kind of stuff very freaking seriously. Like if anyone speaks to me in a disrespectful manner like that, and if someone is like that, I will call it out, because I don't want other people I don't want this person to get so cocky that they feel like they can treat anybody like that. And maybe I didn't have an effect on her at all. Maybe she's going to keep continuing doing that. But I hope she understands, if she says anything to me, I'm going to say something right back. So yeah, you got to do that, because I spent so much time being quiet, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I spent so much of my life being quiet, and I find that when you're quiet, these bullies continue to do things to other people. And I know how I feel when people say stuff to me, but I think about, what if this person says something to another person, and that person, it just stops volunteering? Or what if that person, um, they just really take it to heart, and that saddens me. That saddens me. So if I can curb some bullies, you know, maybe their quickness or impulsiveness to speak badly, then it's worth it. Why do volunteering? If because she's not the only person. There's other people too. There's more good people than bad people. Obviously, there is there is yeah, there's obviously more good people than bad people. She is the rotten lemon, shall I say, in the group. But that's just my opinion. Other people would say, would disagree and be like, she's so awesome. But you know what? That tells me more about them. That tells me a lot about them, because for me, I try to keep my circle of friends quite small. And there's a reason why I keep my circle of friends quite small. I try to make sure that the people that I associate with or I get along with are good people. I do not want to be around freaking trash like that. I don't want to be around with people who treat other people badly, and I want to be around people who speak to people in a healthy manner. It makes sense though, right? Because if I get into a disagreement with a person, and then they start doing personal insults, it's like, why should I even invest any time into them, right? I shouldn't. I shouldn't, because then I'm just causing myself mental stress. But for a volunteering thing, I've come to realize, like this kind of stuff, it's not just one volunteering place; it's several volunteering places, and it happens. It happens quite often, from what I hear. And again, when you have a place where people get together, there might be some people who have a need to assert their power or their perceived power, and this is the kind of stuff that they will do. So, yeah, yeah. Just always. If anyone volunteers, just please do not go into it thinking that everybody is like kumbaya, heart stars and rainbows, or everybody is like you. You will have some really, possibly bad people in that mix, and um, yeah, these people they're just very sad little people. I normally don't talk about people like that. You guys know me, but if you speak to someone in that fashion, then I lose respect. And yeah, so I've it kind of it just kind of like it just really irked me. And Lewis knows, like I came home that day and he was like, oh, I told him about what happened, and again he asked me why I volunteer, and I told him why. And he doesn't like the idea of possibly dealing with these kind of people. No, a lot of people, they volunteer because maybe they have a few hours just to burn, maybe like 2 or 3 hours. But the other thing about volunteering is this. I want to share this with you guys. If you guys ever hear about people who volunteering groups where they run on groups, run on volunteers, unpaid volunteers, and you always hear about them having a need for volunteers, and then you volunteer, and then you realize how they treat you. Understand that it might not be because people don't want to volunteer. It could just be because of the treatment that these people were getting. So yeah, right. So people who are not being paid for their time, they probably won't tolerate this kind of stuff, and then say, I try to help out the community. I volunteered. This is the kind of stuff that I dealt with. F it. I don't want to help out. So I really think it's important to weed out the bad apples. That's my thinking, but you can't do that because it's all volunteer things. So you can't really fire the bad apples. You can't let go of the bad apples. And if the bad apples or the bad lemons have a group with them, they're gonna just be, hollering and making all this. You can't do that kind of stuff. They're just gonna pull all these kind of shenanigans, I imagine. And yeah, trash in. That's the kind of trash that should stay out in the dumpster. Yeah, but That's how some people are. That's how they live their life. Instead of being nice to people, instead of treating people the way they want to be treated, they just are like that. So yeah. Anyway, again, I know I said this before, but I'm gonna get going and I gotta eat something. But I'm happy that I spoke to you guys. I hope that if any of you volunteer, please, please, please do not take a lot of this stuff personally. If someone is disrespecting you, it reflects more on them than you. And never, ever, ever speak to a person in a demeaning fashion. Never shout at them. I never shout at people. Like, I always, like, if I want someone to do something, I will explain the reason why. Don't just, yeah, don't see volunteering as a way to, like, boss people around or show how alpha you are, kind of thing, because that's not being alpha, that's just being a piece of crap. Yeah. Okay, you guys. See ya.